What is up, guys? This is a custom gameplay request from one of my channel members, RitsyReelz. Thank you so much, Ritzy, for your support. So they requested that I take on risky business here, Norman Osborn, but we have a change to how the scenario works. This is a notoriously easy scenario in Marvel Champions. But with this one here, how we're going to play this with this house rule is that for Criminal Enterprise, each time we add infamy counters on this card, we also have to add an equal amount of pursuit counters on Pursue by the Pass here. So we are playing this per Ritzy's request with standard 3. So with this environment right here, it is permanent, so we can never get rid of it. But after we have 4 counters on here in True Solo, because we are playing True Solo here with just one hero as Miles Morales, there's 4 counters on here. Then we flip this card over to this side over here, and then whenever we're on the side, we find your Nemesis minion and reveal it. So basically, there's going to be tons of ways for us to reveal our Nemesis minion because Norman Osborn adds a bunch of infamy counters to Criminal Enterprise, and the lore here or the theme is going to be Norman Osborn paying to get our Nemesis out to attack us here for Spider-Man Miles Morales. And we have I picked Spider-Man here because he's going to be very thematic here for Norman Osborn. And then there's also a few more other things for this scenario here. So we also have, we replaced Goblin gimmicks here, and we put in the Iron Spire Sensor 6 for just some more theme. And then we are playing Norman Osborn on Expert mode, but we are doing Expert 2 here, which is the most difficult Expert mode. So we have Cruel Intentions and all the Expert 2 cards. So we're doing Standard 3, Expert 2 for the scenario right here with the Iron Spider Sinister 6 modder set. And we also have Miles' Obligation shuffle into the counter deck here. And we also have one more really fun thing with this scenario that Ritzy designed. And let's shuffle this up here. Actually, wait, do I get a minion? Let me see. The setup here is to just put Criminal Enterprise another environment in play. And then, yeah, we don't get a minion, I think. So, okay, I must have been remembering another thing. So, yeah, I'm good to shuffle up here. And one other thing that RitsyReelz requested that we do for this scenario, and it was optional, but I decided to do it here just to get the full theme of it, is that for this scenario, Miles Morales normally has the Nemesis set with the Prowler, his uncle, but this time we're going to be replacing with the Tombstone modder set, the running interference here. So it's Norman Osborn basically paying a Tombstone here to come out and fight Miles Morales here, right? So basically, if Pursued by their Pass hits 4 counters, or if any other encounter card in the counter deck, wants it to find our Nemesis minion, it will refer to Tombstone just for this challenge, and our Nemesis side scheme will be the running interference side scheme right here. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Tombstone has a lot more hit points, right? He has 9 hit points, 2 scheme, 3 attack, and as a force response after he attacks and damages you, discard a mental or a physical resource from your hand if able. So yeah, a little bit of a tough, rough minion there, but we'll see how Miles handles this guy. Okay, so let's shuffle up here. And then I think we're all set up here for the encounter deck. We're going to set this aside because that's going to be our Nemesis set for this challenge. And I got to make sure really no minion comes out. Let me see. We put Criminal Enterprise into play. So we have the Criminal Enterprise environment here. Advance to stage 1B. Starts off with 2 per player threat. If it hits 7, it's going to advance. And then when completed, we do the when complete effect here, which is to place 1 infamy counter on Criminal Enterprise. And then discard 1 card from each player deck for each infamy counter on Criminal Enterprise. Okay, so that's fine. So we got that set up there. And Norman Osborn has 18 hit points. He has 2 scheme. And he has a unique rule here. Whenever Norman Osborn would attack, we place 2 infamy counters on Criminal Enterprise instead. So that's how we add counters on here. And that will also add counters to Pursue by the Pass. As a force interrupt, when a Norman Osborn would take any amount of damage, we remove that many infamy counters from the Criminal Enterprise. And then whenever this flips over to the State of Madness here, then it'll also flip Norman Osborn over. That's a stage 3. That's after we defeat stage 2. We'll flip him over to the Green Goblin here, where he's going to do is to do 4 indirect damage to each player, and then we could do damage to him in this form. But while he's in Norman Osborn form, we can't really attack him, right? All right, so we have him there. This will interplay with 2 per player infamy counters. And then RitsyReelz also says that for this scenario, whenever it enters play with counters, that does not count as adding counters. We only add counters to Pursue by the Pass whenever counters are added to Criminal Enterprise. So we start with 0 here on Pursue by the Pass. Okay, I think we're all set up here. So let's go ahead and do a deck breakdown here. So we're playing an Aggression Web War deck with Spider-Man Miles Morales. I really wanted to try him out here. And I also want to try out the Spider-Woman Jessica Drew Aggression Ally that came in Silk Hero Pack. So as a response, after Web War Ally, including this one enters play, we deal 1 damage to enemy. So a ton of Web War swarm here if we get this ally into play. So a bunch of Web War allies here. We're Ghost Spider, SPDR, Madam Web, Hobie, Otto, Peter Parker, and then we have Moon Girl, Nick Fury, Mockingbird, and Professor X and Psylocke as our non-web war allies, just because they're really powerful. We have the Martial Prowess here to help us generate physical resources for attack events. 3 drop kicks here. We have the build support across Spider-Verse, Web of Life Destiny, Helicarrier, Avengers Mansion, and we have a Queen Carrier here. So Spider-Man Miles Morales does not have the Avenger trait, which is a requirement to play Queen Carrier, but we can cheat this out with the build support here, which can dig for a supported cost. So let's put it into play. So that's the main strategy with that. Wild Resources works so well with Miles because he needs a kicker for each one of his events. And you don't have to web shooters, which is not permanent, so I want a permanent one here with the Queen Carrier. We have 2 copies of the Power Novels and the 3 base doubles right here for a 42 card deck, I believe. So let's go ahead and shuffle up here. And I think we are pretty much all good to go, right? Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and we start off right up with Spider-Man Miles Morales. We're going to shuffle up our player deck, and then we're going to go ahead and do our mulligans. And I'm excited to see what happens here. Yeah, we'll see. I think Norman Osborn will definitely be more difficult right now with the Pursued by the Past being linked to Criminal Enterprise. Yeah, so each time we add counters here, we also have to add an equal amount on Pursued by the Past. And then a Tombstone may or may not come out several times, actually. All right, so we're going to shuffle this up. And then I think we are good. Yeah. Thank you to RitsyReelz for designing this really fun and cool scenario here with a Spider-Man theme. All right. Let's go ahead and do our mulligans. We're going to draw up to our hand size here of 6 in our alter ego and see what we get. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, a little bit of a rough hand here. I think whenever he would attack, place 2 infamy counters on here instead. We do damage to remove. Oh, I don't want him to attack, huh? I could just play X, block out his scheme. I lose so many resources if I do that, though. I could double. Wait, I drew only 5 cards, guys. We need 6. Okay, I was thinking. Yeah, right, 5 cards. Yeah, I was thinking. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, okay. A double changes his hand. All right, so we could play X here, and we could do the double life here as well. So we do that. That's probably gonna be pretty good. I think I want to mulligan a little bit deeper though. Let's mulligan 3 cards here. Let me see. Oh, I don't know if I want a double life actually. That's fine. Let's do 3 cards here, and we'll draw 3 more. Back up to our hand size of 6. Ooh, we drew another double life. Okay, let me think here. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that because now I don't have the physical kicker for the double life. It will change our form back down to alter ego. I don't know if I want to do that though. I for sure can play this. We could always just swing in to remove threat. But he's gonna add infamy counters, which I don't want, right, guys? That's not good. If I play Power Within, and then I play X, I think that's all we do here. And then we hold on to a swing in to get another confuse on, maybe. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and use a resource here, so we can play Power Within. So 1 cost upgrade. After your hero uses basic power, we can discard this card and resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. Then we're going to use 3 resources right here, so we can play Professor X. So 3 cost ally. After he enters play, choose one. We're going to pick the one to confuse a villain. Let's go ahead and confuse Norman Osborn here. And Professor X is going to be right up. He's going to exhaust and throw for 3, clear off the main scheme. So we take a consequence damage, and then we just end our turn here in Alter Ego. So let's ready back up. And we're going to draw back up to 6. Hold on to a swing in. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, that's a good card there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, Helicarrier. Okay, so probably want to play Helicarrier. Probably want to play the Web of Life and Destiny. And then I could Web Shot or swing in. That's pretty nice. Okay. All right, so it is Norman Osborn's turn. He's going to add 1 threat to the main. Okay, he's going to scheme because we're in Alter Ego. So whenever he schemes, he is confused, so he doesn't activate. Nothing else happens with that. Then we're going to get dealt 1 phase 9 counter card during counter phase, which is a side scheme here. Collapsing Bridge comes in with 2 per player threat. Okay. Then at the end of the round, if Professor X is in play, he gets discarded here. So we never add any threat to Criminal Enterprise that turn, so we're good to go here. Okay, so it's back over to our turn. All right, let's see what we want to do. So for sure, we want to flip over this time. What will Life Destiny? Do I want to play Jefferson Davis? Remove 1 threat from the scheme with the least threat. Only as an alter action. I do want to flip down a lot. I prefer to web shot him here and get a stun off. I also have a stun here. Is that my last swing in? No, I have another swing in, so I think I'm fine web shotting here and just going for some. Ooh, wait a minute. If I web shot him, right, what does that do? That will flip him over. Yeah, because if we do damage to him, he gets flipped. I gotta remember how to play a scenario, guys. So we swing in, we get a confuse on him, but if he attacks, he adds counters. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, do I want to go ahead and just do that? I could power within and then also swing in here for my toughness to soak it. I think we do that. Okay, let's go ahead and flip up here to hero form. We're going to use 3 resources right here when paying for a basic card because the power novice is a double, so we can play our helicarrier. It's a 3 cost support. We exhaust it to reduce the cost. Make sure that we play by 1. So let's get this in play. Then we can play the Web of Live Destiny for free. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web War trait, which you do have in hero form. So now we can play this here for free. And after a Web War ally is played, we can choose a player and have that player draw a card, which will just be me here. Because we're doing this in true solo. And then let's think here. I think I'm going to swing in, clear that off, and then I will swing at Norman Osborn, I think. Get him over to the other side, and we'll stun him with the power within. Our tough will soak the indirect damage. Right, let me see. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and exhaust the Helic here to reduce the cost. Next card we play by 1. So swing is only 1 cost here. This would be 1 resource, and it's a mental resource here to play swing in. Hero action, Thor, remove 4 threat from a scheme. We're going to clear off the collapsing bridge here. So the side scheme is now defeated. We got rid of the crisis, so now we can remove that from the main scheme. And it says here, if you pair this card with the mental resource, which we did with the web shot right here, resolve Spider-Man's spider camouflage ability. So special here is to give Spider-Man a tough stats card and also confuse enemy. Let's go ahead and confuse Norman Osborn here. Okay. Then we are going to swing for 2 on Norman Osborn. Okay. Where am I looking at? Force interrupt here. When Norman Osborn would take any amount of damage, he's going to take 2 damage right now. Remove that many infamy counters from current enterprise instead. So we take 2 counters off here instead of dealing damage to him. Okay. So if there are no counters here, we flip Norman Osborn and Criminal Enterprise. So this will flip over to State of Madness now, which will come in with 2 per player Madness counters. And then if there are no more counters, we flip them back over again. But since there are Madness counters, we flip them over to Green Goblin here. One of you do 4 indirect damage to each player. Let's assign all the 4 indirect damage to Spider-Man Morales. That will take off our tough stats card. And then, so that's one reviewed. And of course, whenever he would scheme, we remove 1 Madness count from State of Madness instead, which would be here. And then after we just attacked, right, we can trigger Power Within. After here uses a basic power like our attack activation, we can discard this card and then resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability here. So Venom Blast here says special deal 2 damage to enemy and stun the enemy. So we're going to stun Green Goblin here and 2 damage, brings from 18 down to 16. All right, and then that is going to end our turn. So it's ready back up, and we'll drop back up to our hands as a 5 in our hero form. I got a double here. Need something. Ooh, okay. Across Spider-Verse, I think is going to be good here. I really want to be greedy and get the mansion down. And we draw a card. I want to get Genki too, but I guess mansion is better than Genki here, right? If I cross a Spider-Verse, I could get Madam Web and help us scry. That would be pretty useful, I think. I think we can go for that play. Okay, it is Green Goblin's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main, go to the 2 threat. He is going to attack us because we're in hero form, but he is stunned, so that attack gets blocked off there. Nothing happens. Nothing else happens with this. We get dealt 1 phase on counter card, which is Sinister. Oh no, Sinister Strike. Whenever you place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by pass, we get a counter in here. When we add counters on pursuit by pass, we don't add counters on State of Madness, so just 1 counter there. Then it says, then if there's any counters, which there is, the villain will activate, or the villain will attack you. So Green Goblin's going to attack us here with a base of 4. Holy cow, guys. I think we just take it, because we can just heal it back up, and if we defend for 2, it's not going to be as good. So we'll just take this hit here. He's saying with a base of 4, gets a boost of 1, so 5 damage on Miles. Brings us from 9 all the way down to 4 life here. And after he attacks, no, only when he schemes do we remove counters on there, so that ends that. Okay, so it's back over to our turn here. So our life dropped down, but we lived. Okay, yeah, I think Mansion into Cross Spider-Verse is going to be the play here. I really like Genki, but I think the mansion, yeah. Alright, let's exhaust the helicarrier to reduce the cost next time we play by 1. So mansion only gonna be 3 costs. This would be 3 resources here. So we can play the Avengers Mansion. It's a 4 cost support. We exhaust it to draw a card. Let's go ahead and do that. So we exhaust this, draw a card. Oh, Snapple. Well, we could just get Peter Parker in play then. Um, hmm. But then I can't scry. I think that's fine. Peter Parker's just better here, right, guys? Yeah, okay, we're gonna use 2 resources right here, and let's put a ready counter on this because we're about to do this thing. Let's use 2 resources right here so we can play across the Spider-Verse. It's a 2-cost event. Here, actually exhaust a web word card you control. This is a web word card right here because it has a web word trait. We can exhaust a web live destiny. And then search your discard pile for web word ally and put it into play. So let's get Spider-Man Peter Parker, who is a web word ally, and then we can put him into play. And then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat the ability. We're not going to repeat it. We're just going to hang out there. All right, so we got Spider-Man Peter Parker here. Then we're going to have Miles Thor for 2, clear off the main. Peter Parker is going to swing for 2 on Green Goblin. That'll bring him from 16 down to 14. Then his response after he attacks or thwarts, he just attacked. We can ready up another web ward character. Let's ready up Miles. Then Spider-Man Peter Parker will take console damage. We're going to flip down to Alter Ego. And we're going to exhaust a hue by 4. First when we flip down, we're going to show our response. After you change this form, shuffle 1 Spider-Man card from discard pile into your deck. We could get a Genki. Let me think. I'm liking Web Shot as a Spider-Man card. I'm liking Swing In and Power Within. And Genki. Oh man. I feel like we don't go for Genki. We go for one of these 3 cards here. Power Within, I feel like it's the best one. Yeah, let's get a Power Within here. So we can shuffle this into our deck as a response after we flip down to Alter Ego here. So let's shuffle this into our deck. So we got Green Goblin confused here, which will give us some breathing room. And then we want to keep him stunned in hero form and confused in Alter Ego. Hopefully he doesn't activate again like last time. Alright. And then let's go ahead and exhaust to recover by 4. That brings from 4 back up to 8. So getting some recovery there. And that's going to end our turn. Let's write back up all of our cards. And then we will draw back up to our hand size here of 6 in Alter Ego here. And we got 2 economy cards down. So feeling kind of rich here. I can't play a Queen Carrier. But we got the Power Within. And we got Psylocke as a... Oh, we got build support too. Dang, so many things, guys. Alright, a lot of things going on here. Alright, it is Green Goblin's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main. Then he is going to scheme because we're in Alter Ego. He does have Force Interrupt. Whenever he would scheme, remove a max counter from the state of max instead. But the official ruling is that stats cards have priority over Force Interrupt. So since he's confused, he actually won't scheme and will never trigger the Force Interrupt. So this stays here like this, and we get that 1 face down counter card now, which is Evil Alliance. Oh no. Each Nemesis minion in play activates against you. If no minions activate this way, place 3 pursuit counts on pursuit by the pass. So 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. So when there's 4 counters, we flip this over to pursue by the pass here, and we remove all the counters. So after you flip it to this side, find your Nemesis main and reveal it. Then search your set area for Nemesis side scheme and reveal that. Okay, so we get Tombstone coming here. Dang, the Evil Alliance really got us there. So Tombstone comes into play. Nemesis side scheme is going to be running interference. When reviewed with it, either spend a mental and physical resource or place 2 threat. Let's place 2 threat on there. So it's going to be 1 plus 2. So 3 threat on there with the crisis. So we can't thwart the main scheme while this crisis is in play. Let me see. Each player choose to either spend the resources or place. Yeah, let's put the threat there. And we shuffle these 3 cards in here. What do these do? Well, these are Alter Ego actions. And this one is a regular action there. So yeah, we got to spend a lot of resources to get rid of that. Alright, Tombstone won't activate though, but he does come into play. So our Nemesis finally coming in here with the Nemesis side scheme. So now Green Goblin's hired Tombstone to try to take out Miles. The good thing is we're pretty built out here with Peter Parker in play. So feeling pretty good with that. But 9 hit points is going to be a little bit rough. Alright, so we're all shuffled up here. And then this will flip back over to this side here. Yep, and it's going to have 0 counters now. Okay. And then it is back over to our turn. All right. Right? Yeah, it's back over to our turn. Okay. So I kind of wanted to clear build support, but now I don't know if I have the breathing room to do that. Let's first Avengers Mansion. We can exhaust this to draw a card. Okay. We don't have any targets for this. I have a stone with the power within, but I don't want to take a hit from Tombstone. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I probably got a stun green goblin, so I think I just take 3 damage here from Tombstone. It's gonna hurt. But if I can get Psylocke down, let me think, how do I do this? If I can get, okay, if I Helicare and this for Psylocke, I could also play a power within and a build support. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we could kill Tombstone here if I wanted to. I don't think I do though, right? I think if I go for build support and hold on to one more card, probably the Power in All of Us, I think, is going to be really good here. Because I feel like I have a lot of basic web war allies coming up that I haven't seen yet. Yeah, okay, so we hold on to Power in All of Us. That also be a kicker if we need it. And then we leave Tombstone here. We're going to take 3 damage from him. Just let him attack. Oh no, after you attack some damage, we have to do that thing. Discard a mental or a physical resource from your hand if able. We'll probably be able to do that. Do I kill a Tombstone here, guys? I don't know. Okay, let's go and do this first. We're going to exhaust Helicare to reduce the cost on this card we play by 1. This would be 3 more resources here for a total of 4. Or 3 plus Helicare, I mean. So we can play Psylocke here, which is a 4 cost ally. She can just play with 2 psionic counters. And when a Psylocke attacks an enemy, we can remove a psionic counter from her to confuse the enemy and do 1 damage to it. So I don't feel like I want to trigger that right now. Yeah, we're just short a little bit of damage right here with Miles. Let's flip up to hero form. Because Peter can ready it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 9 life. It's a bit too much. I think we have to take the hit here to get a bigger advantage, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and use Order hold on to Martial Prowess. I think we just hold on to this because this would be the physical that we can discard for that. Okay, we use the resource here so we can play our build support. It's a 1 cost player size and comes in with 3 per player threat. Okay, so we're gonna have Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Actually, we have to play this. Ooh, I think I played that wrong. I should have played Psylocke last. That's okay. Resource here to play Power Within. It's a 1 cost upgrade, so same thing as before. And then we're gonna have Miles Thor for 2 from build support. And then Spider-Man Peter Parker is gonna Thor for 2 as well. Clear that off. So first, when this is defeated, we search your deck and discard off for support that costs 3 less put into play. That's gonna be the Quinn carry here. It comes straight into play. It's a 3 cost support. If we play it, we have to have mentorship. We're not playing, we're putting it into play, so that's fine. And we exhaust the Quinn carry to generate a wild resource, which will help us hit the kickers for all of our events here as Miles. And this will get removed from the game, go into the victory display. All right, then Peter is going to read up a web warrior, which will be Miles, and then he'll take a constant damage. All right, we're gonna do Psylocke with Thor for 2 from this side scheme here. She'll take a consequential damage. And then Miles is going to, oh, I could have kept the power within here. Dang it. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna have Thor for 2 and clear off this side scheme here. And then we're gonna trade the power within. So after your hero uses the basic power, discard this card, resolve our our Venom Blast, I mean. So do 2 damage and we hit Green Goblin for 2. I'll bring from 14 down to 12, and we can also stun him as well. Get a stun on Green Goblin. All right, and then this side scheme is defeated, and that will end our turn here. Okay, so let's ready back up. Okay, I do not want to see an Iron Spider min right here because I feel like that would be pretty rough. Hopefully we don't get one. Let's draw back up to 5. In our turn, okay, we got a web shot and we got Spider Woman. Actually, we got 2 web shots. Not necessarily what I want to see. And we're gonna be taking damage from him. So I need to discard a physical or mental, which I definitely can do. Probably toss dropkick here. Yeah, web shot is just cheaper than dropkick for us. Okay, it is Green Goblin's turn. He's gonna add 1 to the main. He's going to attack us. He's stunned, so nothing happens with his activation. Tombstone's going to hit us here for 3. Yeah, we just take it. We drop from 8 down to 5. After he attacks and damages you, he did damage us here with an attack. With the discard a mental or a physical from your hand if able. So we can choose here. Let's do the drop kick here as a physical resource. We have a pretty good setup here. All right, then we get dealt 1 face on counter card, which is, oh no, what is that? That's the Iron Spider minion. Okay, so we got Sandman here with 1 scheme, 1 attack, 7 life. After he takes any amount of damage from an attack, discard top 7 cards on the encounter deck. Oh, okay, that's not that bad. He has 1 scheme, so I can let him scheme for a little bit. We gotta take care of Tombstone, though. Okay, so back over to our turn. Let's Mansion and draw a card. Okay, we got another stun here with Mockingbird. So Psylocke can confuse Green Goblin. And then the minion scheming is not too bad. We don't want Green Goblin to get an advance, or I forgot the one for the standard 3. Let me think here. What do we do? I think I have Peter Lee play here. So let's go ahead and do some stuff. Let's go ahead and have Miles swing for 2 on Tombstone. Then we're going to have Spider-Man Peter Parker swing for 2 on Tombstone. Then he'll trigger his response before he takes constant damage. He's going to ready up Miles. So Miles is ready up here. Then he'll take a constant damage and get defeated here. Okay, when a Web Warrior out leaves play, we can trigger the Web of Life Destiny and draw a card. On to Ghost Spider. Okay. Ghost Spider's pretty good here too. Let me think. What do we do now? So we are ready up, but I for sure want to heal, I think. We could Web Shot him. Let me think. Can I double Web Shot? Okay, let's first have Psylocke attack Green Goblin before I forget. So she's going to exhaust to swing for 1 Green Goblin, triggering her interrupt whenever she attacks an enemy. Remove a counter from here, confuse the enemy, and do 1 damage to it. So we're going to confuse Green Goblin. We do 1 damage with Psylocke's ability, and then her 1 attack will go through. So 2 total damage on Green Goblin brings him down to 10 life. Okay. Okay, so we got that. And then if I Web Shot here, it does 4 plus 2. So that will kill Tombstone. Then we Web Shot Green Goblin as well. Get a stun. Let me think. And then I have 1, 2 extra resources here. I could instead try to get Ally out. Let me see if I do. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of Tombstone, I think. Let's exhaust Helicarrier to reduce the cost and start by 1. So Web Shot is only 1 cost. We're going to exhaust Helicarrier to generate a energy resource for Web Shot. And we're going to play this. Here, I should attack, deal 4 to enemy. We're going to hit Tombstone for 4. Since we use energy paper for this, we can trigger Venom Blast, do 2 damage to enemy. Let's hit Tombstone for another 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we just do that. So it's going to be 2 plus 4. So 6 damage. Wait, right? Actually, do I want to... I kind of want to play maybe Mockingbird or even Ghost Spider to take out. Yeah, okay, actually, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 damage to Tombstone. So 4 plus 4 is a total of 8 damage on him here. Let's put that properly. Okay. Then since we use the Wow, which we declare to be energy, to pay for this, we trigger Venom Blast. That's going to do 2 damage to enemy and stun that enemy. So we're going to hit Green Goblin here for 2. And it's from 10 down to 8, and we'll also stun him here. Okay, so we got him stun confused. Tombstone has 1 life left. And I still have some resources here, so I can save 1 card in my hand. The rest gotta go. If I play Spider-Woman Jessica Drew, she will just do 1 damage by herself. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, let's get her out. I think we want to Ghost Spider. So we use 3 resources right here, so we can play Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. So response after a Web Warrior ally, including this one, enters play, do 1 damage enemy. We're gonna hit Tombstone for 1. So now he's gonna have a total of 9 damage, and he's defeated. All right. Jessica Drew coming in and taking out Tombstone. Right now we still have Sandman though. Alright, and then she'll be right up here. So we got rid of our Nemesis. We're gonna flip down to Alter Ego. Let's use our response. When we change its form, shuffle a Spider-Man card from this card into your deck. We're out of Web Shots. I like Power Within though, right? That one's so good. I think we do Power Within, and we still have our swing in our deck, so let's get the Power Within. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the play here. So we shuffle this back into our deck. And our deck is getting kind of low, but getting the upgrade out is going to be really useful if we don't draw into a stun. We have Green Goblin Stun Confused here though, so it's going to be a decent turn. And I need to make sure I always keep my health high here, because his one review can be pretty nasty. So let's go ahead and we're done shuffling up. Let's exhaust Hue by 4, bring some 5 back up to 9. Full life here. And then Spider-Man's going to swing for 2 on Sandman. Let's put some damage on him. And then... Oh, wait. After he takes any amount of damage. Okay, after Sandman takes any amount of damage from an attack, which is just this attack right here, discard top 7 cards of the encounter deck. Oh, snap. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got rid of a Dark Design, so that's like the advance there. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay. Man, that is rough. He is accelerating that. Inspire Wound will take a consequence damage. And that's going to end our turn. Yeah, let's write it back up here. Alright, and we're going to draw back up to our hands of 6. Hold on a Ghost Spider. We got Nick. Can we get a double with Nick? Ooh, we got Moon Girl with a bunch of mentals. Okay. Promise we're decking out soon. We did get this though, which is really good. Okay. Alright, it is Green Goblin's turn. He is going to add 1 to the main. He's going to scheme because we're an Arc Eagle. He is confused, so nothing happens there. We don't remove the mass counter because the stats card, the confused stats, has priority. Sam is going to scheme for 1, so the main goes up to 4 threat out of 7. You're getting a counter card, who's going to be a Dark Designs, and it's a hired gun. Whenever you choose to either give the villain a face down boost card or place 2 infamy counters on Criminal Enterprise. So Criminal Enterprise is not in play, so I think we have to choose the one to give him a face down boost card. So let's move this guy over here and put this guy over here. And we'll give Green Goblin a face down boost card, right? Give villain a face down boost, or place. Yeah, so he has a boost next time he activates here. All right, it's back over to our turn. Okay, let's go ahead and Avengers Mansion here and draw a card. Dude, that's our first web shooters game. Now, let me think here. First month after he takes any amount of damage, this card top 7 cards in counter deck. Yeah, that's not great. We mentioned already. I'm gonna mill the heck out of that in counter deck. I gotta kill this minion here. We have Green Goblin stun, which is pretty good. What is the play? I want to play some Web Warriors, right? So maybe we don't play Nick here. How many cards we got in the deck? We draw 3 Moon Girl. I think that's fine. So we're good playing Moon Girl here, and we can see what else we want to do after that. Let's go ahead and flip up to Hero Form. Then we're going to let's see, what kickers do we need? We have 2 mentals. I want to play this thing down. So, let's get SPDR back. No, we can do that later. I could just do it now. Okay, we're gonna exhaust Queen Card to generate a water resource. Declare the water to be a mental. This will be 2 more mental resources for a total of 3. So we can play Moon Girl. Moon Girl says play only if your deck has a champion gene trait. We do have the champion trait in hero form. After you play Moon Girl from your hand, draw 1 card for each mental resource used the paper. We use 3, so we're drawing 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3. We got the power within. So I want to get both these upgrades down, and I surely want to play Web Warrior as well. Either Ghost Spire or SPDR. Okay, Salmon just swings for 1? That's not that bad. Okay, so we had to kill this guy, and then don't worry. Okay, let's get the confused on Green Goblin. So Psylocke's gonna exhaust. Oh, she should take constant damage last turn, so she has 2 damage here. She's gonna exhaust and swing for 1 on Green Goblin. Use her ability again. So remove a counter. She deals a total of 2 damage, brings from 8 down to 6, and she'll also confuse Green Goblin here. All right. Then Psylocke takes a constant damage. Goes into our discard, so we can get her back into our shuffle here. All right. So if I play a Web Warrior, I can do a damage here. Probably just do the higher gun. I could go crazy with economy by playing the web shooter. Let me think here. If I play web shooters here, use a web shooter, play another web shooter, then play helicarrier, play that, and then I'm sure resource for Ghost Spider. Okay, if I don't play this web shooter, I can play this there, and then I can play defense network and power within. Maybe I play SPDR. So if I play the web shooter here, I can play SPDR with this and then play both these guys. Yeah, I think that would be the play. And we get 1 web shooter down. Okay, this would be a resource right here. So we can play our web shooter. So 1 cost upgrade comes with 3 web counters. We exhaust and remove web counter to generate a wild resource. So this would be right up here, the 3 counters. All right, then let's exhaust the helicarrier to reduce the cost. Next time we play by 1. This would be a resource here. So we can play SPDR. So SPDR is a Web Warrior ally, so with Spiral Wound's ability, when a Web Warrior ally enters play, deal 1 damage to enemy. Do I even want to kill Sandman, guys? Oh, man. Yeah, let's just do it just in case. So we'll do 1 damage to Sandman. Okay. Then SPDR is going to swing for 1 on Criminal Enterprise, or on the higher gun, I mean. And I forgot to say, Sandman here, he did not take damage from an attack. This is from Spiral Wound's ability, so we don't mill there. So 1 damage on higher gun, then SPDR will take a consequential damage. And then Miles is going to swing for 2. That would defeat the hired gun, so we'll take him out. Okay. Let me see. So he's gone. And then Moon Girl is going to exhaust and Thor for 2 for the main here. Drop that down. And then Moon Girl will take 2 constant damage for activating. Then we're going to use a resource here. So we can play our Power Within back down. We can exhaust the web shooters, remove counter, generate a WA resource, so we can play Defense Network. Similar to the Power Within, after we use a basic power, we can discard this card to resolve our Spire Camouflage. So now we have a on-demand Confuse and Stun whenever we need it, which would be good if we don't draw into the cards that we need. I think the last card is a Swing In here, because I have not seen that Swing In, right? We have 2 copies in the deck. Alright, I think we're good to go here. Let's not activate with Spire Woman because I want to keep her in play for a long time to trigger her ability over and over again. Alright, I think we're done. Let's end our turn. We're going to write it back up. So we couldn't take care of Sandman, but I think that's fine. We're drawing back up to 6. Yeah, that's swinging. We deck out, so we get dealt a face down and counter card here. Let's put that there. And then we're going to shuffle up our discard pile back into the deck. Alright, so hopefully this encounter doesn't kill us. That was a pretty good deck pass, I think. And we can start to thwart more with SPDR and trigger the Web of Life and Destiny. We got really well set up here with Helicarrier, Mansion, and Quincarrier, and we got one of our web shooters out as well. So we can definitely hit all the kickers for our events right now. Alright, I think we're good. Let's shuffle up like this a little bit. Alright, we're drawing back up to 5 here. Ghost Spire and a double life. Ooh, the other web shooter. Okay, and a Martial Prowess here. Alright, so it is Green Goblin's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main. Goes up to 3 threat. He's going to attack us, but he is stunned, so nothing happens. Sandman's going to hit us here for 1, and I forgot to say this boost card will stay with him. Let's just put this over. I'm going to forget if I put it there. Okay, we'll just leave it here. Alright, Sandman's going to hit us here for 1. We'll take it, drop down to 8 life. And then we get down in counter cards, so we have a total of 2 here. It's going to be a big turn for Green Goblin. First one is Private Security Specialist. 0 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit points, and with guard. So we cannot attack Green Goblin while this guy's in play. And then last encounter card. Ooh, we got a Iron Spire since 6 here. So we got Hobgoblin here. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit points. Whenever he would attack, he discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to his attack instead. Then take 1 indoor damage for each boost icon. Okay, I think we definitely got to kill him. So we're getting swarmed here with minions. Okay, it's back over to our turn. Alright, do we have Web Wars? We have Ghost Spire, yeah. Let's go ahead and exhaust the mansion so we can draw a card. And a web shot here. Okay, I think I want to swing in for sure. I think swing is not even good here because SPR wants to thwart and activate to trigger Spider Woman and Web of Life and Destiny. Yeah, let's go ahead. I think we just thwart her. She's going to thwart for 2 from the main. Drop it down to 1. Now she's going to trigger her ability here. When defeated, add SPR to your hand if she was defeated by taking excess consequent damage. So she has 1 hit point left, and she will take 2 consequent damage for thwarting there. So that is excess, so she returns back to her hand with her ability. Then with the effect of the Web of Life Destiny, when a Web War out leaves play, like SPDR, we can draw a card. Ooh, got across Spider-Verse. That's a cheap way to get in Ghost Spider. And then after Web War Owl enters play, ooh, okay. Maybe I should have knocked out Spider Woman to just bring her back. That would have been pretty good, I think. Okay, let me think here. What do? We gotta take out Hobgoblin. He's a big priority. So let's have Moon Girl swing for 2. She'll take constant damage and she'll get knocked out. Let's get her in the discard here. Then I think we have him confused. We could web shot this guy, put 2 damage to Green Goblin, stun him. Yeah, I think we do that. Okay, let's let me think here. Man, so many things that I want to do. I want to spend my hand effectively here. So let's think. If I play this web shooter, let's go and get the web shooters down. I don't think we'll use this game. Let's use the Martial Prowess as a resource to play our second web shooters down. This will also come ready up and have 3 web counters here because this one is full of web fluid right now. We just want our economy maxed out here. Alright, then let's go ahead and play Ghost Spider here. We're going to exhaust Helicarrier to reduce the cost next level 1, so across Spider-Verse is only 1 cost. This would be 1 resource to play across the Spider-Verse. So here, action exhaust whatever card control, exhaust the Web of Life Destiny. So it's your discard power for web we're out, like Ghost Spider, and then put it into play. So she comes into play here. And then she'll trigger Spider-Woman's ability whenever a Warrior ally enters play, like Ghost Spider, deal damage to enemies, so we'll put 1 more damage on the Hobgoblin here. Then Miles is going to swing for 2. That's a total of 5 damage, takes out the Hobgoblin, so he's defeated here. Alright, then we want to Web Shot, and then we want to SPDR. So we'll toss a swing in, and then we'll get either Web Shot back or the swing in back. I think we can just get the Web Shot back. Okay, let's exhaust the Queen Carrier to generate a wild resource. This would be a energy resource to play Web Shot here. Here, I should attack, do 4 to enemy. We'll hit this guy for 4, which will knock him out. So no longer having that guard there. Then since we use our energy to favor this card, we trigger Venom Blast, which will do 2 damage to enemy and stun an enemy. So let's stun Green Goblin here. And we'll do 2 more damage on him. Bring this from 6 down to 4. Okay. Then we'll exhaust the Web Shooter. Let's do this one this time. Remove a counter to generate a raw resource. This would be another resource here, so we can play SPDR. We can add her to your hand if she was defeated by taking excess consequential damage. All right, and then she's gonna swing for 1. Do we put it? Let's put it on Sandman. And then after we attack and damage him, oh, I forgot. We also trigger her ability to do 1 damage when we play a Web War, so it's gonna be total 1 more damage. So it's gonna be 4 total 5 damage here on Sandman here. But SPDR did attack Sandman, so we do have to trigger the ability where we discard the top 7 cards in the counter deck here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that actually worked out. Oh, I actually want to get Spawn to play for the thematicness with Miles. But I'm glad we got rid of Cruel Intentions, which is the worst card ever. We're going to view each player face on counter card and then give the villain face on boost card. And if you get it as a boost, you get your face on counter card. So that's really rough. So I'm glad we got rid of that. So Sam actually helping us out a little bit. This boost still sticks with Green Goblin. SPDR will take a consequential damage. And just 2 more damage on Samus. So I think I just take him out here with Jessica Drew. Yeah, he has 2 life low. Yeah, let's just exhaust swing for 2. We'll take him out. His force response is not triggered because he's defeated here. Yeah, so we won't mill in more cards. And Inspire won't take a consequential damage. And then, oh, I forgot we have Ghost Spider still. So Ghost Spider is gonna, let's swing for 2 on Green Goblin. That'll bring from 4 down to 2. And then Ghost Spider will take a consequential damage. All right, and then I think we flip down here, back down to Alter Ego, trigger our response. Let's get a Spider-Man card. We'll grab the Web Shot here. Shuffle that back into our deck. All right, so we have all 3 Web Shots in the deck. We want to get the damage here, go for kill here. And we have drop kicks as well. All right, and we're ending our turn down here in Alter Ego. So let's write back all of our cards. You play some Web Warriors for Jessica Drew to do some more damage here. I wanted to play across Spider-Verse and get like a bunch of Web Warriors out in 1 turn, but that may not happen. All right, let's draw back up to 6 here. Ooh, there's a Web Shot, there's a drop kick, there's a Nick Fury, and a Madam Web here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I think what I do is play Madam Web, and then flip Green Goblin, and then just hold 1 more turn so we can get Ghost Spider to take the remaining consequential damage to trigger her ability. Alright, it is Green Goblin's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main, goes up to 2. He's going to scheme because we're in Alter Ego. He's confused, nothing happens. Then he's going to deal us 1 face down counter card, which is a side scheme. We're going to view Norman Osborn. So he's not in Norman Osborn form, he's in Green Goblin form, so we don't do that. But would place initial threat here, but we don't do that. So that'll just come with 2 per player threat and acceleration. Okay, let me see. We have 8 life, so we for sure want to get the tough. Let's exhaust the mansion and draw a card. Why be short damage if I try to... I think we just flip him here, and we'll take the damage. We could just always recover, I think. Yeah, okay, he still has his boost. Okay, Ghost Spider is going to swing for 2 on Green Goblin. That'll bring it from 2 down to 0. Okay, so we're flipping him over to his 3rd and final stage here. So it's not going to go to this Norman Osborn, it's going to go to this Green Goblin here. And he is reviewed, so do 4 damage to each player. So Miles will take 4 damage, drop us from 8 down to 4. And it says, force the threat when a Green Goblin would scheme, we remove 2 madness counters from State of Madness down instead of just 1. And he's going to have 22 hit points here with 4 attack. Alright, so 22 life. Alright, I feel like we're going to be short here with Miles. Actually, and it goes by take constant damage. Actually, wait a minute. Can I get, if I get Arachnobatics with Gwen, like let's just say I get rid of her by maxing on my ally limit. What's this do? If I play Madam Web, she didn't really do too much. We could, I should have to play an ally, right? Yeah, I gotta play an ally, so I guess it would be Madam Web here. Hobie could also try to get the kill for me in the villain phase. Okay, let's say we play Hobie. Then we have Gwen Lee play, grab us Arachnobatics. That does 8 damage, I believe. We can swing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's okay. 8 plus the 4 is going to be 12. If we play this, it's going to be 18. And then we have 1, 2, 3 here. Do I have the damage, guys? Do I have the damage? And then Hobie can block. Wait, no, he's stunned. Hobie doesn't block. We Madam Web then. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that would be good. And Madam Web can scry just in case anything bad happens. Okay, let's go and do that. We're going to exhaust the Helicarrier to reduce the cost of this card that we play by 1. So Madam Web's only going to be 2 cost here. And then we'll use 2 resources right here. So we can play Madam Web. Okay, so first thing that happens is that we max out on our ally limit. We can only have 3 allies, so we must immediately discard 1. Let's discard Ghost Spider here. So Ghost Spider's ability here is whenever she leaves play, search your deck for an identity-specific event and add it to your hand. So she's going to leave play. We look through our deck for an identity-specific event. And that would be the Arachnobatics here. So we add that to our hand. Then we shuffle up our deck. And we'll also draw a card with the effect of the Web of Life Destiny because a Web War ally left play. So shuffle up here. I don't think it really matters whatever we draw. A double would be the best thing though. We drew into a swing in. Okay. Then we're going to trigger Spiral Woman's ability. So after Web War ally enters play, including Madam Web here, she's a Web War ally, we do 1 damage to enemy. So hit Green Goblin for 1. That'll bring from 22 down to 21. Then we trigger Madam Web's ability. I should have been up in hero form, that's fine. Whenever she enters play, look at the top X cards in counter deck, where X equals to the number of Web Warrior cards you control. 1, 2, 3, 4 Web Warrior cards. Miles is not Web Warrior and alter ego. So top 4 cards here. And then we can manipulate however we want. See, you may discard 1 card looked and put the rest back in any order. So we can do the nowhere is safe, place pursuit counter, and then discard upgrades to word control. That is fine. And then we just put everything else back. Yeah, because he's going to be stunned. Okay, so we have that there. Okay, Madam Web's here. And then let's go ahead and flip up to hero form. Then we're going to have SPDR Thor for 2 from here. Kill this side scheme. It's defeated. She'll take excess consequential damage, come back to our hand with her ability. Then with the Web of Life Destiny, we can draw a card because the Web War ally left play. We drew into Jefferson Davis. Okay. Question here is here, do I just play a drop kick? We do 4. We draw a card. Yeah, I think we do drop kick here. So we're going to use 3 resources here, 2 physicals, and the wild here declared that to be physical. So 3 physicals there, so we can play drop kick. Here, actually attack, do 4 damage to enemy. We're going to hit Green Goblin for 4. And if you pair this card using only physicals, which we did, stun an enemy and draw a card, so he's already stunned. But we can do 4 damage, brings from 21 down to 17, and we can draw a card here with the drop kick. Ooh, we drew into double. Okay. Unfortunately, double is really good for just drawing to a drop kick. Let's use the double resource here so we can play SPDR back down. She's a Web War ally, so we trigger Spiral Woman's ability, and then she'll ping a threat on Green Goblin, or a damage. That'll bring from 17 down to 16. And SPDR will be ready up here. Then we can have Spider-Man Miles Morales. Let's swing for 2 on Green Goblin. That'll bring from 16 down to 14. Then we're going to trigger our defense mechanism here. After you use the basic power, discard this card, resolve our Splatter Camouflage, which will give Miles a tough, and then also confuse Green Goblin here. And then we're also going to trigger a Power Within, because we can do the time window for both things, because we use the basic power. Discard this card, resolve our Venom Blast ability. do 2 damage to enemy and stun enemy. He's already stunned. 2 damage from 14 down to 12. All right. Then we're going to exhaust the web shooter, remove a counter to generate an energy resource. This will be a second energy resource right here. So we can play a web shot here. Here, action attack, do 4 to enemy. Since we use an energy, we can trigger a Venom Blast, deals 2 more damage, so 6 damage on Green Goblin. Brings it from 12 all the way down to 6 life. And then we have SPDR and Madam Web. Let's swing for 2 damage. That will bring it from 6 down to 4. They will both take consequential damage. And then we can exhaust Clean Care to generate a wild resource. So we can play a Ragnarok Badix. Here, I should attack, do 2 damage to an enemy. We hit Green Goblin. And if the enemy has a stun, do 3 additional damage. If it has confused, do 3 additional damage. So it's going to be a total of 8 damage here on Green Goblin. And that will bring him all the way from 4 down to 0. And we also had Spider Woman Jessica Drew here to do 2 more damage. So she did so much damage throughout the course of the game by swarming our Web Warrior allies there. And yeah, we were able to get the kill here on Green Goblin. All right, that was a pretty fun and thematic game here. What was the boost if we were to get it? It would just be to get infamy counters on Criminal Enterprise or remove a counter from St. Mass. Yeah, I think so. The thing here is that we had to flip him immediately over to Green Goblin's side, because if we left him in Norman Osborn, each time Norman Osborn would attack, he keeps on adding counters to State of Madness, which would add counters here. Yeah, so we just kind of flipped him and just playing like a normal villain and never letting him scheme, so never letting him trigger the State of Madness to get back over. I think Miles definitely like messed with this scenario with so many stuns and confuses, but I think that this is a cool and unique way to make Green Goblin more difficult by linking these two. Unfortunately, the stuns confuses is still like kind of a loophole against this scenario, a risky business. But yeah, I definitely would challenge you guys to try this scenario for yourself. I think it's a lot of fun, and thank you so much again to RitsyReelz for designing this scenario. I hope you guys all enjoyed this gameplay, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.